Hey everybody, it's Peter. It's Saturday, May 27th. I'm all the way out in a place called Oshawa, which is about 40 clicks or so away from Markham, where I live, which is north of the city, so we're way west of Toronto. And there's a thing going on today called TankFest. It's actually supported by World of Tanks, by wargaming.net. I'll leave all the links below of anything else I mentioned today. I'm at a place called Aquino Park, which is near the Ontario Regiment, which is a reserve armoured regiment, and they're doing a thing called TankFest. So 3 of the guys from, I think it's the Centurion, one of the developers, and I think the other fellow name is Meathead Militia. The 3 of them are actually today, if you find them and you get a picture with them, you can get some freebie stuff for World of Tanks. So I'm just going to do a vlog today and showing some of the stuff going on. There is supposed to be a Leopard tank. I used to drive a Leopard tank, but this is the newer, I think it was called the C2 variant, where they changed out the turret for a different type. So I'm going to be vlogging throughout the rest of the day, see if I can get some close-up shots, some nice things. I think right now what they're doing is a bit of a demo. Heard a couple of shots go off, so we'll see how it goes.
Here comes Leopard number 2, Leopard number 1. You see they're getting into their different firing positions now. Trying to get on target. Where is the other tank? Oh, I think we have a hit. Okay, I believe they're going to go into their next firing position. Here they come. That's a hit. Traversing to the right, trying to get on target. That's it. That's a hit. Okay, so let's hear it for our rookie tankers. Okay, the Leopards are now clearing the field. That was sponsored by World of Tanks.
Okay, so we got a bit of a stand here, and they're showing some really old stuff that I used to use in the very beginning when I did the reserves, and in the very beginning when I was in military, and from the beginning of 80 until 86 when we switched over to the M16 variant, which is now called the C7, C8. So this is an FN, Fabrique Nationale C1A1, which is the main weapon of infantrymen. And then over here we have what's called the C2, which is used for support. Carry a 30-round magazine instead of 20. And that was used, but then they switched over to the Belgian FN Minimi. So this looks like sort of a desert cam area of other vehicles. That one right here in front of me, that looks like a variant of a Ferret, which was an old scout car used back in the 50s and 60s until we switched over. This one is a British vehicle. There's a whole variant of these ones, about 8 different variants, all starting with the letter S, things like Scorpion.
Uh-oh, he's been hit.
Yeah, right now they're doing a Vietnam reenactment with some blank ammunition. So this is M113, one of the original variants. I was trained on one of these as well as a driver, and this is all painted as desert cam. The one next to it, American Humvee, you'll usually see in a lot of movies, or famous HBO special Generation Kill. That was the main vehicle of the Marine Reconnaissance Unit. This should be a T-34. It is Russian for sure, but it's been like 30 years since I had to do armored vehicle recognition. So, as far as I can remember, these are all the different types of British light armored. I said everything starting with an S. I might just put a link below of all the different types. But basically, there was like a Scorpion, a Spartan, Samaritan. I think was the track ambulance. This one looks like a missile launcher over here for short range. So we're firing up all the vehicles, and they're going to do a reenactment of Desert Storm as the British force is going against the Iraqi army. And a bit of a what the fuck over here. Somebody let off a couple of rounds, and no one went near to protection. Real smart. As the Americans would say, check your fire. So they're going to go and win the war, and then we'll see how that goes, and we'll carry on. Okay, and here we've got some old school radios from back in the day when I was using them back in the 80s, and they were around long before that as well. But don't ask me to call them and whatever they call, but the two larger ones are normally what you would use in most vehicles, tanks, reconnaissance vehicles in Canada. Over here you have a field telephone, so if you want to talk between trenches, that kind of thing. And I think it was the MR77 is the one that's right here. And basically this is modified so you can take out this unit here and you throw it onto a man pack, and then that's usually when you see in the old Vietnam movies, and even up, like I said, we used them up until the 80s and then some, and you use it for the foot soldiers, and then you just mount them back into the vehicle and you can use them as an actual long range radio with the booster and everything. And then here are the other ones with the handsets but no backpack, carrying it around. And then we've got some really old school, probably a field teletype operator line system, spool of cable, and the like. It's an M548 vehicle. It's one of the vehicles I used to drive in Germany. It's also part of the M113 family, which are these two vehicles over here. There's one with a dozer blade and just a regular one. But the M548 is basically a cargo vehicle. And then we got some older tanks in here. Can't go into this area. I might be able to go into the, looks like this area is open over here. Why don't we go in and take a look? This is a variant of what we had the different vehicles. We have a Cougar, which is an armored one. The one over on this side, to the right of, the other one I think is a Russian EMP or some kind of a troop vehicle. Again, I have to apologize for my lack of armor fighting vehicle recognition. But that's the Grizzly, which is basically has a small gun on the top and is a troop carrier. The one right here in front of me, that's called an Iltis. They actually use a Mercedes variant now, but this is basically if you took a Rabbit engine out of a Volkswagen and put it in sideways, that's the engine that will run this thing. I was also qualified on this. And for your safety, do not enter or climb into the vehicle. Shucks. But this is a variant of the 113. So you see there's the camouflage one here, that's the basic one. This is one, I forget when Canada first picked these up. I believe in the 70s. I know there were some guys training with them in the States way back when we first bought them. This is called a Lynx, which is basically a Recce, or if you're in America, Recon. And it's a three-man vehicle. You have the driver on the right, where you see the bubble hatch closed. That's where the crew commander is. It's normally armed with a 50 caliber machine gun, or the Americans would call it a Browning M2. And then the hatch in the back is for the loader. He'd have a Browning 30 caliber on the back, and he also is the radio operator. So now we got two of the Leopard C2s. I believe this is the C2 variant because of the newer turret that they put on back in the, I think it was either sometime in the 90s or early 2000s. The sad thing about the tank rides though, you had to pay $250 for a premium ticket just to get on the silly things. I got lucky this time, and actually I said I was a veteran because I did do my 7 years in, so hey, that makes me a veteran. Oh look, and the 548 is slowly coming out for a spin. I guess they're gonna do a hay ride with the 548 from the looks of it. So there goes the kind of shoot around this guy. He's just kind of standing there. Thumb up his arse. So you can go for, and actually that's one of the vehicles I drove as well. I drove it when it was a track ambulance, which is kind of fun. Kept breaking down all the time though. And way in the back, if you can see the one with the, let's see if we can do a zoom here. Tank again going for a joyride. The only not fun thing about riding in the mud is trying to clean the tracks afterwards. Okay, so that was TankFest 2017 on the Saturday. It's almost 5 o'clock, so they're getting ready to close up and throw everybody out of here. But anyway, wasn't too bad. There's no way I was going to be able to find the guys from World of Tanks. There was like over 200 people in the stands. When I came, they were already doing things. People were just in the stands the whole day, so unless I somehow bumped into them somewhere along the way, it's kind of hard. So, but not too bad. You gotta go down memory lane. And I got lucky. I got in for $10 because I said I was a veteran. I think I mentioned that earlier. So, I'm gonna make my way home now and edit this and get this out in the next day or two and go for home. I first had to drive all the way back home for an hour and then go and change my clothes because I'm sweating like a madman, but I'll probably take that out. Anyway, see you in the next one. About halfway on the way home, I just thought I should have taken out the camera sooner. I know you shouldn't be driving and whatever, so hopefully the cops don't see this. But, no, I just turned on my camera real quick, that's all. And I got both hands on the steering wheel. But yeah, I just wanted to show, this is like not far from home. The nice thing about living in Markham is you get this kind of scenery. But again, too, you just go a little bit north of my place, too. You still get a lot of farming land and a lot of greenery like you're seeing here. I mean, this looks like I'm way out in the country, which it is, but when you figure in about 20 to 25 minutes, I'm going to be home in an urban area. I just thought I'd show you, like, you know, what kind of view you get. And this is just a nice peaceful drive home. Either just put my feet up or edit, or I might edit tomorrow and then get it out hopefully for Monday. So again, just wanted to show you what this is all about. Yeah, so that was TankFest. I saw later on Facebook that the guys from World of Tanks actually were going to be in the morning time. They said, oh, we were hanging around 10:30. Well, I didn't go until the afternoon, so that's probably maybe why I didn't see them. Maybe they only hung around for so long. May have to invest in an external microphone, or one dream I do have is getting a proper camera for shooting, so I can hook up a microphone to it, like a shotgun mic, or I do have a lapel mic, you know, look into stuff like that. So I'm just using the built-in mics that were both on my phone and on a camera. Small point I like to make, like Amy Schmidhauer has said, oh yeah, you know, if you can't, you know, run around, you can just go and grab your smartphone. Well, the downside to using your smartphone is you better have a battery backup with you, because I got I got quite a bit of good footage, but I could have used more footage. But my camera actually running on, you know, AA batteries would probably last longer than using the battery on the phone, because I actually ran out, maybe because I took too much footage, or actually I didn't take that much, maybe a half an hour plus of footage. So, and I ran out of battery probably really quick, and I couldn't use the phone again until I went back to the car and stuck it in the charger. If you're going to do stuff like that, make sure you got a half decent battery backup, something that can quick charge your phone while you're in the middle of doing stuff. Or my recommendation is actually get yourself a half decent vlogging camera, whatever you want to use. If you want to use a digital SLR, or just, you know, a regular camera, you know, something like, this is the puppy I was using for doing the shooting. That works pretty good. And it still does pretty good. The only problem is, but the camera itself, even though it's 5 megapixels, still takes a half decent picture. My only downside is I find it's only 640p. But I mean, these are all things down the road, but I'm working with what I have. So it's nicely done. So I'm quite pleased with it. And I hope you guys liked it too. You'll have to excuse how I looked. I wasn't constipated or anything like that. It's just me and the sun don't get along. So when I was doing the opening and closing shots, I was kind of squinting a bit. I don't get along with Mr. Sun. Mr. Sun doesn't like me after my eye surgeries, that kind of thing. So, and I think I had a bit of a grimace on my face too because I was walking around a lot. I've got the neuropathy. I got to walk with a cane these days just to hold myself up. So yeah, it was a bit much of a day for me for walking around and stuff, but still, it was enjoyable. Nice bit of a trip there, and if it comes out again, maybe I'll go again, do some better footage, that kind of thing, and go from there. So, like I said earlier, keep your stick on the ice, and we'll see you in the next one.